Great. So today is our virtual Wednesday events for College Application Month. We have Sandhills Community College, um, Central Carolina Community College, and the Marines represented today to give some information to our students about college applications, scholarships, and more. So I'm going to hand it off to Mr. Ryan Regan from Sandhills Community College to give us some information about their school.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. O'Neill, for letting me join you all today. Bring this up real quick and get the, let's see, presentation going again here. Okay. Everything looks good. Can everybody see the presentation there?
It's perfect.
Okay. All right. I'm a couple in. Okay. So, again, thanks for having me. I'm Ryan Riggin. I'm from Sandhills Community College. And basically, I want to give a little overview of a couple of things that might be able to help students and talk about a few things we have going on here. So first thing I thought about was who should I contact if I need more information. Talk about some of the differences between college transfer and applied science programs in case students aren't super familiar with that. It took me a little while to get a hold on those two things after I came to Sandhills from teaching in the high school. So we'll go through that. We'll talk a little bit about placement, how we do it, how everybody in the North Carolina Community College system does it. Learn about how to apply, and then we'll wrap up with some Flyers athletics. And if we have questions, be happy to answer questions at that point. So first thing, this is my contact information right here. I'm the director of recruiting. I'm also associate athletic director. That's my office phone number and my email address. And I found a typo already. Both are tremendous resources. Yeah, I had a couple of people on here last time I presented this, and one of them is not on there anymore. So I'll have to clean that up for next time. But if you have any questions about anything that I go over today, I'd love to answer those questions for you. If you see something you like and want to find out more about it, if you want to come down and visit campus, I'd love to help any students do that. So there's all my contact information right there. Difference between college transfer and applied science or a career training type program. You see the list of college transfer programs right there: Associate in Arts, Associate in Engineering, Associate in Science, Associate in General Education, Nursing, and then Associate in Fine Arts. All of those 5 pathways are going to be degree programs that you're going to do with us, that you're going to graduate from Sandhills and transfer on to a 4-year college or university. The applied science programs are usually non-transfer, and I put that on there, and we'll kind of go through that in a couple of slides here. But engineering technologies, health science and nursing, automotive technology, culinary, baking and pastry arts. Those are just some of the applied science programs we offer, where you can come here and you can work on those and be ready to join the workforce. Okay, so get into it a little deeper right here. Programs will have you ready to transfer. Okay, and who accepts the credits when we talk about college transfer? Well, anything you take with us at Sandhills, as well as anyone else in the North Carolina Community College system, those credits are going to transfer to any of the 16 public institutions in the UNC system. As far as private schools go, we don't have the same agreements in place with them necessarily that we do have with the North Carolina system, but most of those are going to accept our transfer credits as well. However, we can't guarantee it. But the 16 schools in the state system, we can guarantee transfer with those 16. The applied science programs, and I kind of left the same handful up there as examples. These programs are going to prepare you for a career path. So if you come here and major in automotive technology, you're going to be ready to do an internship before you leave and then graduate and move on to a career in the automotive field. I did say that they're non-transfer usually. Some of them have what are called articulation agreements or 2+2 agreements with 4-year schools, where you would come to Sandhills and do your first 2 years and then transfer to somewhere else. And so I use the example of UNC Pembroke and Health and Fitness Science. Health and Fitness Science is an applied science program that we offer here. Once you complete that program, you are going to be ready to go out and work in the fitness industry. We do a lot of stuff with ACE as a certification, but You could also use that health and fitness science program to transfer to UNC Pembroke and go into one of their health and fitness science programs like exercise science, or you could use it to go and become a health and physical education teacher and go into the education field. So there are some options there, and we do have all of those listed on our website. If that's something you have questions about, or if you want to reach out to me, I'd be happy to answer those questions too. How do I qualify, or what do we use for placement? So the North Carolina Community College system utilizes the RISE program. If your high school unweighted GPA is a 2.8 or higher, you're going to be clear to take any class that you would need to start with. Okay, and when I say any class, what I consider kind of the gatekeeper classes for us: English 111, Math 143. Those are classes that you're going to place straight into with that 2.8 or higher. If your high school GPA is between a 2.2 and a 2.79, you're going to place into those classes, but you're going to be part of what is called the COREC model. So you're going to have your English 111 class, and then you're going to have an English 011 class that is going to basically work as a lab. It's going to give you some opportunity to get a little reinforcement of what you learned in class that week, what you might be working on, so that if you're a student that may need that little extra help and not necessarily want to seek it out through the tutoring center, you're going to get it there. If we have a student coming in with a 2.19 or below, you're going to be able to take classes that are going to work as transition classes that are going to transition you into those co-requisite model classes, or straight through those into English 111 or Math 143 without having to take the co-requisite classes. A lot of students, and I came from the high school, and I think about this all the time. I know plenty of students that were really strong students in 11th and 12th grade that got to high school, and in 9th grade weren't really sure what they wanted to do, didn't really know that they wanted to work hard, and so they fall into that category of that 2.19 or below, and have really developed some strong study skills late. So we're going to give you the opportunity to take these transition classes while you're also taking other classes that work for your major. And we're going to get you on your pathway to either transfer or to a career. So how do you go about applying? So if you go to our website, www.sandhills.edu, you click on Apply Now in the top right corner. The first thing you're going to do is complete a residency form, or RDS, and it's on the Sandhills application page. So it'll be on the left. You'll complete that. Then you come back into that window and complete the Sandhills application. If you already have your residency done, you have an RCN number, you can just plug that number in when you start our application, and it'll pull your information in there. Next thing you're going to want to do is set up a Sandhills account through MySCC and start checking that Sandhills email frequently. And I say that Sandhills email, that's just a good practice for any school you decide to go to next. Make sure you're checking that email, because if the last thing right there is fill out the FAFSA and fill out the Sandhills scholarship application. If you fill those two items out and you're missing something from your FAFSA, if you have to do a verification or something that's not going to take very long, that's where they're going to tell you that you need to do those things. And when I say they, I mean our financial aid office might send you an email that says, hey, we need you to check this one box. And if you're not checking that email, you're going to miss that. And the final thing with the Sandhills scholarship application, we give out over $500,000 a year in scholarship money that is institutional scholarships to our students. So even if you fill out the FAFSA and don't qualify for financial aid, you can fill out that Sandhills scholarship application, and there's a chance you're going to get a scholarship from us. So it takes about 15 minutes. I'd encourage anybody to take that 15 minutes and do it. Final thing here, Flyers athletics. So we do offer 6 sports currently that compete in intercollegiate athletics. We're in the NJCAA in Region 10. We offer men's basketball, men's golf, and cross country, and then women's volleyball, women's cross country, and beach volleyball. And we're very competitive. Our basketball team actually won the national championship last year, and of the 7 guys we had graduate, 6 of them transitioned on to 4-year schools. We've had a good track record of student athletes coming in and doing a great job here for us athletically and academically, and then transferring on. In fact, 36 of our student athletes last year had a 3.0 or higher. So we're going to encourage you to excel on the field or on the court, as well as in the classroom. If you go to that secflyers.com and click on there and you're interested in playing something for us, all of our coaches' information is on there. I'd encourage you to reach out to those coaches or reach out to me, and we can help get you moving in the right direction. And then before I take questions, I got to be on one of these presentations the other night, and the moderator had a great question, and it was, do you have any kind of nuggets for the folks that you're talking to? And the only thing I could come up with, and I think it's just great advice, is if you're a senior in high school, when you hear your counselors talk about scholarship opportunities that are available, apply for those scholarships. A lot of time there's money out there that goes unclaimed, unqualified for, just because somebody simply didn't take the time to apply for it. And if you get a handful of small scholarships, that money starts to add up pretty quick. So take advantage of applying for anything you can. And if anybody has any questions, I would love to answer those for you now.
Okay, well, if not, that was a great. You made some really great points, especially about the scholarship stuff, because we beg and plead people to look into those options to see, because it is an affordable option, and usually the applications are really simple, right?
Absolutely. And I tell students this all the time, and I don't know if scholarship people want to hear this. I might be letting their cat out of the bag, but those people don't talk to each other about scholarships. So 6 of us might give you a scholarship, and you get all that money, and it can pay for your tuition. And if it's not earmarked for a certain thing, you might need a new computer or something. And this money is available for students. They need to apply for everything they can apply for.
Yep. Great advice. Some takeaways for our students and parents that may be watching this at a later time. Look into those college transfers. He talked about that pretty heavily. They have the UNC Pembroke Health Fitness Science. Great information there. Make sure you check your email. Most of the colleges are going to have you set up an account just for them, so that they can give you alerts and more information. And of course, the athletics, that was great information there too. So awesome. We appreciate you being here and sharing that great information with us today.
Thank y'all so much for having me.
Oh, yeah. Well, our pleasure. So we're going to go ahead now to Central Carolina Community College. We have Mr. Patrick Kelly available to us. And so we're going to go ahead and let you share now all the great things about Central Carolina.
I appreciate it, and we are thankful to be here today. I don't have a nice PowerPoint like Ryan did, but I'm going to kind of walk through the process and kind of highlight some things about Central Carolina Community College, but also talk about our Promise program, which I know is very popular with Harnett County. So again, welcome to Central Carolina Community College. My name is Patrick Kelly. I'm the Assistant Director of our Student Onboarding and Outreach team. And we have 3 counties that Central Carolina is our service area: Harnett, Chatham, and Lee. And we have 15 different locations or campuses throughout those 3 counties. From Chatham County, where we have a culinary program and our general contracting program and our green technology programs as well, to here in Lee County, where we have our fire academy and police academy and EMS out at our Emergency Service Training Center by Southern Lee High School. And then Lee County is our main campus, where we also have many different career technical education programs, from auto body to auto mechanics to welding to HVAC to vet tech and several others. And then Harnett County, on our Harnett County campus, we have a health sciences building that houses our nursing program for Harnett County, as well as some other health programs as well. And then we have another campus there in Lumington that has cosmetology, nail tech, and lasers. So just kind of a brief overview of our 3 counties. Just like Ryan said with Sandhills, most of our classes will transfer to the 16 public universities. I actually had the privilege as well to be an instructor for our political science department as working with onboarding and outreach. To kind of piggyback on what Ryan talked about with scholarships and FAFSA, I encourage everyone to make sure they fill out their RDS and do it soon and get that taken care of. No matter what school you choose to go to, RDS is something that can be complicated if you don't follow directions to a T. So please work with your guidance counselors and fill out RDS as well, and FAFSA. Sooner the better. I want to talk a little bit about our Promise program. So what our what our Promise program for Harnett County consists of, here's the requirements for any student. You have to successfully complete at least 4 high school dual enrollment courses or 12 credit hours. And you can be from a public high school, private school, or a homeschool graduate in Harnett County. And you have to complete the FAFSA. Also, we ask you that you really complete, first step is submit your interest form. You can do that today. You can do it tomorrow. But as soon as you can, if you're interested in Promise, please submit your interest form in our Central Carolina Promise K-14. The priority deadline is Thursday, July 1. That seems like it's a long time off in 2021, but getting that interest form in gets you on the record in the books, and we can start working with you, because your next step is to do your CCCC scholarship application and your FAFSA. Once you complete those and get all the required for FAFSA turned in, you can complete a admissions application for CCCC, whether it's one of our print versions of our application or online as well. One of the final things you can do that you'll have to do once you graduate, and we have a separate due date for this, is submit your final high school transcript. So once you go through these 6 steps that are listed on our website, we will let you know if you've been accepted into our Central Carolina Promise program. And I really forgot to mention what Promise really is. Promise is free tuition to any high school graduate who qualifies by going through these steps. You can save a lot of money by doing our Promise program if you live in Harnett County and complete the steps, because those 2 years of free in-state tuition and required fees at Sandhills Community College can save you a lot of money, where you can go on to a 4 university or can help jumpstart your career as well. And see, once you're in the program, you just got to stay continuing in it. You got to complete FAFSA every year, and you got to register and remain full-time for those 2 years. You can't drop out first semester or stop coming first semester and then come back. You got to stay continuously enrolled for those 2 years. But our Promise program can help you get a good foundation for your forward education or whatever you want to do in life, whether it's career or further education. So I cannot stress to you how important it is to get this stuff in for Promise. And you can work with your CCP advisor there at Western Harnett High School, Mr. Thomas, and he can help you fulfill any of these requirements. So the first step, and I'll say it again and keep repeating it, submit your interest form as soon as possible if you want to do the Promise program. That helps us know who wants to do it, and we can start the process. Central Carolina Community College, we are always willing to go the extra mile and do whatever is needed to help you further your education. Through our CCP advisors being in the high schools that can help you start your college education there while in high school, or if you come here to CCC after high school, we're always going above and beyond for our students. Just yesterday was National Advising Day, and we really focus on advising and getting you in the right program once you start with us. We have a survey and some forms you fill out that really help us zero in on what program you want to do. You may want to help people, but you don't know you can handle being a nurse or stomach a nurse. We may be able to find another fit for you. We want to make sure we don't waste your time and get you in the right program that you really want to do and that you will thrive at. Because we have a lot of different programs that are unique, such as our laser program, which is based in Harnett County, such as our health and fitness, which we have here in Lee and in Chatham. Our vet tech is ranked in the top 5 in the nation. We just completed our renovation of our Western Harnett campus. They're off at 87 for our auto body, which is taken off. And we always have a full student course load when it comes to welding. Another new program that we have that's taken off is HVAC. We hear from many heating and air companies that they cannot find enough trade technicians for their heating and air companies. So we're working hard to fulfill the skills gap, the workforce gap, and bring in students to our college that can have a wonderful career and be a part of our local community in filling our industry and trade gaps. Lee County specifically is taking off with several new companies, and we're working hard with them to give them the workforce they need. Such as if you're interested in medicine, Pfizer is having an expansion, and we're having a bio degree created again for Pfizer. Just kind of hitting all the high points when it comes to Central Carolina Community College. Again, easiest way to apply is do your RDS or go through do your RDS, but you can apply through our website or through CFNC as with other colleges. And we have so many programs and so many courses that you can find on our website, not just the specific ones I mentioned earlier, but we have machining for tool and die. We have industrial systems, industrial maintenance. We have our agriculture, renewable energy. Of course, we have our business. And then with cosmetology, we have also barbering and aesthetics as well. And with lasers, we have our computer engineering technology and electronics. And we have a whole slew of health technologies from nursing to dental assisting to dental hygiene to human services to medical assisting to medical sonography. Physical therapist assistant is coming soon. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, our vet tech. Our bioprocess technology is another one that's taken off. And we also have started a new electrical systems technology as well for electrical contractors. I hate to leave this one out because I always find it rewarding to listen to them on the radio, but we also have our broadcasting production technology, which has courses for radio and for TV. So you can do one or the other or both. And then one other one that I love to mention as well is our motorcycle mechanics. We have one of the few motorcycle mechanics programs around. We would love to get you on campus if possible for a tour, but due to the current restrictions, we can give you a virtual tour, and we'd love to speak to any student who is interested in coming to Central Carolina Community College. Do I have any questions at this time? I know that's a lot of information I threw out, and we're always available after this and anytime.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing all of that really good information. So some of the takeaways from what Mr. Kelly shared was there's several different campuses throughout the attendance area. So lots of different career fields and pathways to go through. And like you said, if you're really not sure what career field that you want to go into, they will help you figure that out. So I think that's really important too. He highlighted some things about the Promise program, how many credit hours you need, and please get that interest form filled out. Don't wait till July. Go ahead and do it now. I'm sure it's easy to find on the website. Is it typically right next to the online application on the website?
Yes, ma'am. One of the easiest things I always tell a student to do is go into our search bar where it says search website, type in Promise, and it's the first page to pull up, and that's the easiest way to get to it. And that is again, filling out an interest form gets us your information, and we can follow with you and stay on top of you and make sure you get everything else turned in.
Perfect. And again, some of the keywords that we have heard all morning: free, scholarships, money. So take the time, students and parents that are listening to this, make sure you take advantage of those opportunities. And Mr. Kelly, I appreciate you and your information today. And so we're going to go ahead on to our next representative, which is Staff Sergeant Ellis from the Marines.
All right. Yep, comes on. Just trying to get a little tab pulled up here. All right, let's see. Okay, so I do have a presentation. I'm just trying to work through that, getting that But like Ms. O'Neill said, my name's Steph Sarnellis with the Marines. So I'm just here to talk a little bit about some of the other opportunities. The presenters prior to me, the community colleges, we actually work hand in hand with them through specifically our reserves program as far as helping you guys out if you want to apply to those colleges. We have great opportunities as far as the reserves is concerned to kind of allow you to stay close to home and give you some of the additional money. So let's say you wanted to do the 2-year, kind of utilize some of the promise. You can also get some additional money if you want to transfer to that 4-year through our reserves program. It's going to give you some additional money and experience and training. I know they talked a little bit about some of the mechanical fields, some of the IT fields, some things along those lines. We have a lot of that where you can gain additional experience through the job the job schooling that we're going to send you through. And then you're going to continue to gain experience through doing the drill periods. So the drill periods would be a Saturday and a Sunday once a month, and then 2 weeks during the summertime where you're gaining some more hands-on experience and allowing you to stay in your community close to home. And then kind of really the big thing is kind of network around, right? So let's say you want to stay kind of maybe in the Raleigh area, Greensboro area, eventually transfer to one of those schools. You're able to do that really well through the reserves because we have a lot of our stations there. And you're also going to get additional money through the Select Montgomery Reserve GI Bill, which is going to give you about $400 a month towards your tuition. And then you're going to make the additional paycheck for your drill period. That's going to put about $400 more into your pocket. So you can continue to have a normal job. You're going to have something else that you're working 1 weekend a month, going to put a little bit more money in your pocket, get cheaper benefits as far as health insurance, dental insurance, things along those lines to set you up and really continuing to gain experience. And then some other intangible things like learning some leadership abilities, how to manage yourself, how to deal with stress, and then kind of build some reliability. And like I said, networking. You're going to meet a lot of people in your community, and Marines always look out for one another. That's one of the benchmarks that we have. So doing that, you're going to kind of set yourself apart. I know it may not be for everybody, but I know it is a great opportunity. And we've actually just yesterday, we even got a good opportunity in with one of the local fitness centers in the area who the manager and owner is a prior Marine. So he was extending that offer to us. So we're working that out with them as well within the Sanford, Lee County, Harnett County area as well. A couple additional things too is, like I said, mentioned, you're going to go to a job school, right? So you're going to learn and sit in a classroom setting in the community college. You're also going to do that once you get through boot camp and the schooling that we send you through a specific job. So you're going to learn additional schooling and get hands-on experience because we do it through a lecture method. And then we also do a lot of hands-on stuff. So you get to do prac app and kind of on the job training. And then you continue to advance through training once you are doing your job. And now you're going through school. And now you're also getting some more training through the Marine Corps. You're getting paid to do it and you're not having to pay for it. And a great thing is, along with the promise, you can still become a Marine reservist doing the promise. You can also get all those scholarships and put all that money towards your schooling. And so now let's say you're not content with just doing a 4-year, you want to move on to a 6-year. You can continue to use that using the GI Bill and kind of really set yourself up for success in the long run and really alleviate a lot of the financial burden, as well as, you graduate college and now not only do you have a degree, you've also got real world experience with it, and not just in your job field, you have it as a leader, someone who's a manager. It can kind of set yourself apart for long term and really, really help you benefit yourself. Some of the duty stations or the drill stations that we have in the area, I know there's a lot of schools, big 4-year universities that a lot of students are looking to transfer to. We have a reserve station in Charlotte, Greensboro, so that's kind of close to UNC Greensboro, UNC Chapel Hill, Appalachian State, and then we've got one smack dab in Raleigh. So really, it's actually right there on NC State's campus. So you're close to UNC Chapel Hill, NC State, Duke, Wake Forest, some of the schools there. And then we've got some in Jacksonville, North Carolina. So you're close to UNCW, about 2 hours away from ECU. And then we've also got some out of state as far as Roanoke, Virginia, and then Norfolk, Virginia. So, and there's a lot of different job fields in there. Communications, logistics, culinary arts is one of them. And then so a lot of logistics pieces. And then there's also like some engineer fields, so combat engineer, construction field, and then also aviation, and then some aircraft associated jobs as well to kind of really kind of scratch an itch. And if I'd say if it's someone who's, has thought about serving or kind of feels a draw to help other people, but kind of wants to stay close to home and really, maybe not leave family and sort of those things. And I completely understand that family's super, super important. The reserves is a great way to do it, and it gets some additional benefits as far as the school process is going. And then there's some other ways too. So while you're in the reserves, let's say you enjoy what you're doing, and you want to go make a career out of the military now too. You can do a couple of different programs. So that we have a platoon leaders course, which will actually help pay for all of your college while you're in it. And then there's also some scholarships we offer, the NROTC, or the Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps scholarship that you can apply for while you're in it. And that pays up to $180,000 worth of your school. And that's really for pretty much the majority of schools across the country, as long as they have a ROTC program. I know specifically ECU, UNC, UNC Charlotte, I believe, and a lot of the schools around here also have some of those programs to kind of set yourself up. And then that kind of gets you a little bit more money, gives you a career in the military, and then you're getting your degree kind of for free. With that, just hit a couple more things. So as far as that too, so I know a lot of young men and women really want to set themselves and make themselves feel satisfied as far as helping others. So a big thing that we also do through the reserves, I know big thing around here is hurricanes. So we actually do a lot of disaster relief or humanitarian aid. So if things happen, you actually your job is to go out and help the community kind of where you live and kind of really give back in a bigger fashion than just kind of maybe doing something on the side. I know some people do volunteer, which is great. And this is another way to kind of give back on an even bigger scale, kind of not just in your community, but also throughout the country and then globally sometimes as well. So, and you also get to work with different countries, different states, different law enforcement and first responder agencies, things along those lines. So there's a lot of great opportunities for it. I will send Miss O'Neill a lot of my contact information. If you've heard something you liked, or you maybe want to learn a little bit more, or, kind of sit down, I would love to actually, get in touch with as many of you that want to know and sit down with you and kind of talk to you more and see, if this really is a great opportunity for you, and maybe just kind of answer some questions you have and really just kind of see what else is out there. And hopefully this could be a path that you're really looking to take, as well as utilize some of the great community colleges in the area to really, stay around the area and kind of do what's going to set you up for success. That's what we're here to do, help you succeed, whether it's through college, through community college, 4-year university, or, active duty military or workforce, any of that. We want to see everybody succeed and have a great, successful life. Before I go, is there any questions? All right.
Okay, thank you so much. And some of the highlights from what you said, I really love the flexibility, especially for our students, because they get a lot of real life training, hands-on training, while being able to have their careers paid for and kind of get some hands-on things while getting their school paid for. So I think it's a really good opportunity. And I think that some of our families and students also need to know that it's not just one particular field. A lot of times some of the thoughts out there is that, if I do military, I have to forget about college. And with this information or being a reservist, that's not the case. You can do both and potentially get it all paid for. And so one of the things about careers or job placement, most jobs want you to have the training and the degrees or the certificates. And with this, it sounds like you can do both. So awesome information. I have everyone's contact information on our flyer on the Virtual Wednesdays handout. So one other thing I want to mention, if you apply to any of these colleges through your CFNC account, just know at the end of the school year, CFNC can send your final transcript to the schools that you indicated. So again, really, really great information. We'll be holding these events every Wednesday around this time frame. And again, our contact information is on our website, as well as the representatives today is also on our flyer. And I hope to see everyone and more people join next Wednesday. And again, thank you all for being here. Great information today.